What's going on, guys, and welcome to Formula 7 Racing. We are live here in round one for Abu Dhabi in Tier 1. Sorry, let me just turn that down. I had other things playing at the same time. So I'm your commentator for this evening, and I am joined alongside me with Trubo. How are you, Trubo?
I'm doing alright, mate. How about yourself?
I'm good, mate. So, duo back up on comms for Tier 1. I think you've done it last season on your own. I've done it on my own, but not together.
Yeah, in Abu Dhabi I did it on my own.
You did,
Was
yeah,
when
that's
when I
right.
made my return to comms.
I know, and it was great. It was a good race to come back with, actually. What's going on,
Yeah, it
Captain?
definitely was. Last race I did before that was, I think, the last ever fantasy race.
Oh yeah,
And
that
that's
was
a
a
while
while
ago.
ago. Yeah, yeah, that is a while
Yeah,
ago.
it definitely was.
So none of the drivers are leaving the pit lane just yet. All still getting ready, just getting their soaps on. It's going to be an interesting race this evening, especially with full qualifying. We've got 19 drivers on the grid. Well, it'll be 20 when Fanfurness gets here, because he is going to be racing, but he's just going to be late to qualify him. Hype
Yep.
train incoming. Oh,
Oh, gee,
Ariel's gifted
Jesus,
5
Ariel.
subs. Let's go, Ariel. What a guy.
Good way to open the stream, mate.
Oh, yeah, Ariel, thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate that. Hype train, let's go already. Yeah, Ariel is back on the track as well. So, Twitch Capital
Yeah.
is the first driver out on track in the Mercedes here in Abu Dhabi, starting where we left off in Season 10.
It's gonna be interesting to see who is the quickest this time, because last time around it was Reese by a mile. But let's see if anyone can get anywhere close to him today.
I think it'll be really interesting to see if anybody can get close to Reese, because for me, I just think he's on another level, and I think it'll be really hard for anybody to take that championship off him this season. I think he's definitely gonna do well to defend that.
I mean, I would like to think in terms of like performance and realistic last season as well. I think Ben is the closest to Reese of
Definitely.
everyone on the grid. So
Well, I mean, you look
hopefully
at their
Ben can put up a
times.
fight.
Yeah, you look at the times, and B Right, Fanfurness, Reese, Epic OJ, Lewis, all of them are sort of around similar pace. Maybe 2-3 tenths, but 2-3 tenths in a full race. That's it's not a lot really. All you need is that good sort of setup, the good strategy, and it's coming in. But let's go on board with Twitch Caxel, who sets our first lap in Tier 1 around Abu Dhabi as he comes out of turn 2 and 3.
Yeah, Reese, I'm not joining the race.
Down towards turn 7. Have I got the old Abu Dhabi track? I'm just looking at this, and I'm pretty sure I've got the. What am I?
That
looking
would
at
be
here?
a rookie mistake from you, Nathan.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, this doesn't make sense to me.
I think you might have if you're seeing different corners.
Yeah, I just.
But Gaxel's going on the back straight now, so into what is not the chicane. For you it's the chicane, but for us it's the fast left-hander. 53.4 in the middle sector. I think that's actually a pretty good time, especially for Q1. I remember I was doing some Abu Dhabi earlier because I thought I was not tier 1 pace anymore. But I think I did a 53.6, something like that.
That's not bad.
No, in Q1 as well, so
Oh,
I had to
he's
prove
gone
to myself that I'm
really
still
deep.
tier 1.
Oh, did he just lag? It looked like
I
Twitch
think he
Caxel
lagged.
really deep. Yeah, 24.3.
Yeah, I think it looked like it, but I think he was alright. Cryptic will be next to cross the line. He is on medium compounded tires in the Red Bull car. Let's see if he doesn't lag in the final corner. No, ooh, but he loses it massively. That's gonna cost him a lot of time there.
Oh, definitely, yeah. That's the problem. The back end is so easy to just fall out there. Here comes Daryl Slater, and it's a 1:23.7 for Daryl. Who's Daryl?
I don't know who Daryl is. Who is Daryl? Oh, Jon spins it across the line in the Williams car. He's in the middle of the track.
Oh, Ryan.
You can't park there, mate.
Is it Ryan Clemens in that?
Who? I don't know who Daryl is. Daryl is later, so he's always later.
It's Deco. It's Deco. It's Deco who's
Ah.
Yeah, that's fine.
At least we know who it is.
Yeah.
Stella
So,
across the line now in
race.
the Alpine. Ooh,
Oh.
provisional pole. Ooh, by quite a lot actually from Daryl.
Yeah, well, it would be provisional pole if we were in Q3.
Ariel's on an out lap. Who is that Mercedes? Is he on a lap? No, he's going into the pits. Then that Red Bull is Cryptic. I think the next one is Haas. Where's the Daki? It's Daki.
Yeah, it's Daki. The man from
Daki.
South Korea.
The absolutely dedicated one to race here at 2 AM for him.
Yeah,
Massive respect, genuinely.
Here comes Daki down towards the line. The Haas driver goes up to P2, a 1:23.5. So Daki is showing pace in a huge leap. Here comes Ariel. He's on a lap as well. Jeffy Boy in the Sauber, I think he's going to be first. He's on the mediums, just coming down towards the line. The Sauber of Jeffy, and he goes up to P4. Will jump back on board with Ariel in the Papaya McLaren. Let's see what he can do. He's the next driver on a lap.
Yeah, he is. To be honest, Jeffy Boy has improved quite a lot in his time here at F7. I think I used to know him. Was he in Tier 3 before? I think he was, right?
I'm not sure Tier 3, but he has improved a lot. And getting his first race victory in Tier 1 last season as well, which is huge considering the dominance that Reese shown throughout Season 10. To get a race win was massive. Oh, and Ariel there right on the limits, coming around turn 15. Down towards turn 16, hugging the apex early on the throttle to the line, and Ariel goes up to P6, or 1:24.3 on the mediums.
I think, Nathan, if we look at the time from Stella, I think we've already beaten the Tier 3 pole time. In Q1 and Tier 1.
Oh, yeah.
So that just shows how massive that gap is.
Yeah.
But yeah, as we all say, these are the best of the best that we can get in this league, so it's not a surprise that they are way quicker.
No, you're absolutely right, Trubo. And what's going on?
I think Mirko is next.
Mirko is next.
I think Mirko's next, yeah. In the Ferrari. Why do we always think alike? This was our problem back then already.
So, the Scuderia driver of Mirko, yellow flag just waving at the drivers, just moving out of the way, but here comes Mirko, down towards the line we go. Where's he going to put it? He puts it, or the fastest P1 in Q1.
Well. Oh, but Epic OJ goes under it immediately after in the Williams. About a little bit less than a 10th ahead of Mirko right now.
Yep.
Sam the Man is next, but he has invalidated.
So it will be Mitch.
Yep. Will be Mitch. Mitch hasn't been here long, has he?
No, he's raced a few times here and there, but I think he's going to take the seat of Silver Fox, so I think he'll be a full-time driver. He did do a lot of Monday Mayhem and stuff like that, but here comes... that is a very good lap on mediums, by the way, from Mitch, or 1:24.5.
Exactly!
Yeah. That is brilliant. A driver that I think
He's the highest
will
ranking medium.
He is. The driver that I think might surprise everybody this season is Bradders in the V-Carb. I really think he might be a driver to compete with Reese this season, right at the top.
It could be possible because last season we saw, in realistic at least, that's what I saw when I was driving. I saw Reese was then reserving for Williams and Bradders was in the Alpine, and they had a massive scrap each and every single race with each other. They constantly were on the back of each other, which makes it interesting to see maybe that he can challenge indeed for that title.
He just needs to keep it clean, stay out of trouble, Bradders. And he goes purple sector 2, and I think he'll definitely be in contention for the championship this season as he heads down towards turn 12. Just cutting over the apex to the right hand side, back into the left, feathering the throttle. A little snap there of understeer as he comes around turn 14, runs wide, a little bit of traffic in front of him, down towards turn 15. And this is it now on the limit, in towards turn 16, down to the line. No, it's not going to be quick enough. And that is not a great lap from Brad as a 1:24.0. He made a mistake somewhere.
Yeah, I think he lost a bit of time with that large snap because it wasn't the tiniest of snaps that you can get in that final sector.
Yeah.
So I think he might have lost a few tenths at least there.
Thank you so much, Forza, for the Prime subscription. Really appreciate that, mate. So Jay has invalidated his lap. B right, Mirko's retired, and so is Epic OJ from Q1. But here comes B right. So the three-time world champion, the Aston Martin, goes purple sector 1. Let's ride on board and see what he can do as he goes down the DRS straight towards turn 6 as he heads just towards the speed trap there, and then slams on the brake at the 100-meter board, and then in towards the left and right-hander. Just waiting so he can get his foot down, and off he goes, pedal to the metal as he goes down towards turn 9. That DRS enable, once again the rear wing wide open as he goes to the left-hander. Another purple sector from the Aston Martin driver, and then he just reaches out to the right-hand side over on the curb, and then foot down once more in towards turn 10 and 11, slamming on them brakes, basically drifting through turn 12, 13 and 14 through Latifi corner. Look at the limits that he is on. In towards turn 15 on the apex, hugs the apex, in towards the final chicane, and then it's foot down to the line we go, and B right goes P2.
Latifi corner, are you serious, Nathan?
Latifi corner.
Let's see. I think Lewis is next in the Alpine, as he also puts in a purple second sector right now. He's been complaining in my ears each and every single time we have a party about how dog, you can fill in the rest yourself, he is at this game because of pad. But if I look at him right now, I wouldn't lose too much confidence, Lewis. Let's see what he can do as we go through the final corner with Lewis onto the straight.
23s or late 23s. It's not bad though. Reese, 1:22.9.
I mean, he might still be sandbagging.
Here comes Jay up to P15. Yeah, Reese sandbagging.
Oh, there goes Finnick up to P6. We just missed that in the Red Bull, and it's now Sam the Man who will be next in the McLaren car as he's going through the final sector. Yeah, especially on his sort of return. I don't think he's done any races last season.
No, Sam the Man will be next to the line. That means every driver will have said a lap. Sam the Man goes up to P16. He'll have to find a little bit more before the end of Q1 to get into Q2. So both McLarens at risk of going out here in Q1.
Insane stuff here. Sponge, I think, has just started a new lap. Yeah, he has, in the V-Carb. My team boss for realistic. First time I have a different team boss.
Oh, I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah, because some people don't appreciate my driving angle.
Oh, that is so silly from World Sponge. He'll be absolutely kicking himself that he invalidated it there. As he was coming down the straight, he drifted just to the right-hand side, and there was no need to do it, and it's just one of them things that you do, and you get frustrated with yourself. So Welsh Sponge is going to have to go round again, but Sam the Man and Jay are going to have to find something a little bit extra to get into Q2 here in Tier 1 if they want to continue in qualifying.
Fanfordus is taking his time here.
Yeah, he said, did he say he might not make it until the end of qualifying and have to start from the back of the grid? I think that's what he said, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he said that, but I don't know, can he then pick a setup? That's what I'm wondering.
He'll be able to pick a setup, but he just won't be able to
qualify.
Qualify.
I mean, last season in Abu Dhabi, he also started P16 and finished P4, so we know he can do it.
Yeah, exactly. This is really competitive, you know. The top 4 drivers are separated by a tenth, just under 2/10 of a second, and then from P5 down to P8 is separated by 2/10 of a second. So, and then from P13 down to P15 is 2/10 of a second. So it's just like there's so many groups of drivers that are really close. Mitch just went up to P5 as well, so he's improved. We've got Ariel on a lap. The other drivers know they're already through. Ariel has invalidated it, so he's just on another out lap at the moment.
He should turn his ERS off. That's a tip I would like to give him because he keeps using ERS right now.
What, on the out lap?
Yeah, on his out lap here, yeah.
Oh, you're
he's
right.
Only on he's only on 70%. Oh, but he's going into the pits.
Ah, okay.
By the way, a little disclaimer for all the drivers. I've seen it in Tier 2, I've seen it in Tier 3. The pit lane glitch still exists, so please make sure if you get that penalty, clip the race director if you want it removed.
So
Bradders is on an out lap again.
Yeah, he'll be the first of the last drivers if you want to take us on board a lap of Bradders.
Ooh, I don't know any of the corner names, but I'll make some up.
No, there's no corner names in Abu Dhabi, just turns.
Okay, here goes Bradders through the first turn as he tries to get on the power as early as possible. A little bit of ERS usage there as he goes around the fast right-hander down towards the hairpin. That is now here as we go onto the back straight. Let's see if he doesn't do what his teammate did, of course, drifting a little bit to the right. No, he keeps it clean. DRS open, he gets a little bit of a slipstream from his teammate there. Sponge working perfectly together with Bradders here. Well played by Sponge. But Sponge stays ahead of him.
I think he's going to do it again down the next straight, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he does. Sponge now giving another slipstream to Bradders down towards the second hairpin on the track here. Sponge moves out of the way as Bradders goes into the hairpin. 4.5 tenths up actually on in that middle sector there. Let's see if he can gain something in this final sector where, of course, on his first lap he's had that massive oversteer moment over here. Just coming out from under the hotel, he doesn't get another oversteer moment, so he might gain a lot of time here. Let's see where this improved lap with slipstream without a mistake will put Bradders to the line.
Yeah,
P6,
nice.
23.2.
Well done, Trubo. That was fantastic, and I think now Bradders can do the same for his teammate of Welsh Sponge. So I think they'll reverse. I think he will. Yeah. That is Stellan. That has just gone up to P7, I think, or he's just starting his lap. We go on board with Yoic Sean. He's going to reach the line just to start his lap. Ariel Sam, the man, has gone into the corner. I think he's had a collision with a Sauber there, I think. And he's just going to, he needs to hurry up if he wants to get to the line here. He's got 20 seconds and he will make it. Both the McLarens will just about make it, but we'll go on board with the leaders of this Q1 train. Here comes Caxley. He's on the brink of elimination. Here goes Twitch Capsule down towards turn 9 at the left-handed hairpin, and he just rides over the curb there, and he'll use the apex to the right-hand side at turn 10. Down towards turn 11, just hugging the wall there, and in towards turn 12, slamming on them brakes, drifting through turn 12 in third gear around 105, and then in towards turn 14, and then back on the throttle as he gets the foot down. The two McLarens did make it to the line. Twitch Capsule will be the first of the final runners down in towards turn 16. Can he improve? Well, Sponge is just in front of him. Twitch Capsule stays P15. It's not going to be enough. Here comes Jay. Jay goes up to P11 and he is safe at the moment. Twitch Capsule is out. Well, Sponge goes up to P11 and Lewis is on the brink of elimination. If Sam the Man and Ariel can find improvement. Bradders has retired. We've got a few drivers. That is Stellan as well. Horse won a lap, but he is way down after invalidating it. So
Yawn
it is all on
the line now.
Yawn is coming up to the line. As Trubo said, Yawn goes P17. He is out at the moment. So it is. Jeffy Boy is safe now. If the two McLarens can't improve, we'll see. Here comes Sam the Man. He will be the first of the papayas to the line here in Q1. Jeffy Boy and Lewis W, the big, oh, he's through. It's down to Cryptic. Here comes Sam the Man, and Lewis W, the first shock of Q1 in Tier 1, and he gets through Ariel as well. 2 huge names out in Q1.
Whoa. I'm shocked, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. So Evie Reese, the fastest driver on track in Q1. Epic Ogen and B Right, Mirko and Mitch. But it's the bottom 5 we need to concentrate on. Yo, it's Sean. We'll start in P19. Twitch Cactal, the world champion in Tier 2 as well, starting in P19. Twitch Cactal in P18. Lewis W in the Alpine is out by over a second. A Cryptic by 9 tenths is also out. But Jay in the Kick Sauber squeezes through. So does Welsh Sponge, and the 2 McLarens, their last gasp efforts, make it through into Q2.
Wow.
That was a great end to that qualifying, really was.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Jesus, I didn't expect Lewis to go out there.
Don't know what's going on here because it's not. Something's not right yet. Ah, that's why. Who was in the Ferrari Merkel? Okay. So the telemetries ain't right, to be honest.
Oh, are they in the wrong teams, the drivers?
Yeah, on my telemetry thing here, it's not got it in the right order at the moment.
Weird.
Yeah, so I'm just sorting it out.
Maybe not everyone has their sharing on.
Yeah, I think with it being a new game, I don't think a lot of people will have theirs on, so we'll maybe just have to look at that. I mean, they don't have to have it on, but it would really help if they did. So Ariel. It just means that we can collect a lot of data for them. Right, Red Bull,
Yeah, exactly. I like that data when I raced in realistic.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Was helpful to get me a seat, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I used it to get me a seat, genuinely.
Right, I've got it. I fixed it for Q1.
Oh, some people saying they turned it on now. Zwery. I don't know who Zwery is.
Brilliant. That's good. If they're turning it on now, that's even better. Right, so let me just add, because we've not got Deco as one of our drivers, I don't think. Let me just check.
Probably not, mate.
No, we haven't.
If he's a reserve.
Yeah, let's add him on. Did you know
does Mitch's telemetry work? Boy, I don't know, mate.
I'll check.
I genuinely don't know it.
No, it's alright. I'll check afterwards. And he's on.
Is Mitch's telemetry on? That's what Mitch is asking.
Have a look. So Mitch's is on, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Mitch, yours is on, as you can hear. Oh shit! I need to turn mine on as well before I forget for Wednesday.
Right, some of the drivers on outlaps. I think that is Daki that is going to be going first, so we ride on board with Daki. So let's see what the Haas driver can do as we go down towards turn 5. Oh, that was a bad entrance there from Daki. He's done really well to get into Q2, but the entrance was
not
a bit
too great yet.
No, it was a bit shaky there, but he's down the DRS straight, just saving a bit of that battery as we go in towards turn 7 and 8. Yeah, 6 and 7, sorry, and then down towards 8 and 9. So he uses that battery just on the exit again, just to build up to speed for the Haas driver in towards turn 9 at the left-hander. And it's he seems to, when he's banging onto the brake pedal, he seems to snap the car a little bit, and I think he's just struggling with that aspect of the driving. He's definitely got the pace. He can see himself getting a good result here in Abu Dhabi, but in qualifying he just seems to be struggling on the brake front. He's accelerating out of the corners, it's fantastic. He's definitely got the pace, but it's just when he's slamming on them brakes, I think he's just slightly struggling. And then in towards the final chicane at 16, and it's a 124.0 for Daki.
Maybe he has his brake bias a little bit too much to the front end.
Yeah.
Keeps locking up his front tires, or his rears maybe, and just keeps sliding because of that. By the way, something that I have noticed every single British driver I see got the Lewis Hamilton edition and now wear Lewis Hamilton helmets.
Oh, really?
Even our fake Dutchie is wearing it.
You can't see it. He loves it, doesn't it? Stellan goes fastest, the 1:23.8 in the Alpine. We have the two Racing Bulls coming out very close to each other once again. I think that is Stellan. Welsh Sponge that's helped Bradders. Bradders down to the line and he goes P4, 1:24.6. Bradders just not showing the pace that he's had previously here. Welsh Sponge.
No, definitely not.
Driver. I think Racing Bulls, their pairing this season is really strong.
I mean, I'm not going to give any comment on their pairing. I might get fired.
Yeah.
I might get fired if I do that. I'm not going to do that.
No, don't do that. Mirko, a fantastic lap from the Ferrari driver. Something about Mirko makes me think that he's going to be a real contender as well. You've seen what he could do in realistic in that Racing Bull.
Ben to the line.
Ben to the line, here he comes, the three-time world champion goes fastest, a 1:23.6 from the Aston Martin driver.
The V-carbs working together beautifully again as Sponge is getting another slipstream from
maybe a little
Bradders.
Bit dirty air though from Bradders there.
Or maybe he... I don't know actually. Maybe.
I feel like down the straight it would have been perfect, but into the corner there I feel like the dirty air really affected Welsh Sponge.
Let's see what Welsh Sponge can do. To the line then. As he goes through the final corner onto the power. A little bit of a slide there and it's P5. Not bad.
Not bad, but there's still a lot of quick drivers to set some laps here. Mitch is on an out lap, and then we have Mirko, I think, on an in lap. I think the next one is going to be Evie Reese in the Mercedes. Oh, there's a Ferrari crashed on track!
Oh!
Wow!
Oh, he was so lucky that he ghosted there. Jeez.
He was very lucky.
Ooh, Reese is not going to be happy with that.
Wow, a 1:23.6, the same as B. Wright. And Jeffy and Jay coming to the line. Jay's just starting his lap. Jeffy boy just coming in towards turn 12. And then the Aston Martin of Deco is on the way out. So it will be Jeffy in the Sauber that will be next. Remember, Jeffy does have a teammate in Maxi Block, which is a good pairing. Down towards line for Jeffy. It's a 1:24.1 and it's up to P7 for him. Epic OJ's gone purple sector 1.
Oh, Zaweri is Mirko. Oh,
Mirko
or not.
P3.
Who is Zaweri then?
Who's what, sorry? Oh yeah, that's Mirko.
Who?
Yeah.
I was just about to say because he said he spun.
Yeah.
So that's why
Mirko.
he was in the way of Reese there.
Yeah. I think he's
Epic OJ is next to the line here. Oh, Mitch put in his lap. He's in P6 now, just behind his teammate. We see Epic OJ going towards the final sector here. Oh, a little bit of a lock-up there. But he gets the car turned in on time through, as Nathan says. Latifi corner he comes. You really think you're funny. Through the final corner, it's Epic OJ to the line, full power. Wow. As it's a 1:22.7. Jeez, almost a full second clear. But I think Epic OJ is currently the only one on new tyres.
Wow, you're right, he is nearly a second clear. That was really throwing me off then, when I seen it was a 1:22.7. So we can see that the pace is there on track to be gained. I think the drivers have not come out on their fresh tyres yet, so that will make a huge difference. I know that some of the drivers like Jay and Mirko are still out on, you know, they came out on 20% worn tyres, so definitely got a bit more in.
Oh yeah, you can see that all.
Yeah.
I have to do some guessing over here, yeah?
So
you think you're funny?
So we have a couple of drivers.
Oh, Sam! Oh, never mind. He's on an out lap. I thought he was on a lap. I thought thought he invalidated again.
One driver that is on a lap is Deco. Darrell Slater in the Aston Martin coming down in towards turn 9. We know that he's got pace. A lot of the other drivers will be watching out for him. Oh God. Down towards turn 11 and 12. In towards turn 13 now. And 14. Down towards turn 15 for the Aston Martin driver. Just hugging the apex in towards turn 16. And he's rode the final curve. He will be so annoyed with himself. 5 minutes to go.
23.8 as well.
I know, he will be fuming. Epic OJ going into the pit lane. What about Stellan? Saw the Racing Bull. The Alpine. Oh, a little snap of the rear.
You blind?
I know, yeah. Stellan in the Alpine.
Through Latifi corner. Let's see if he does not ride the curb here, but he goes into the pits. He's not using ERS as well, I was just about to say. Then it's Sam the Man up next in the McLaren, who will put in a lap time here. Let's hope he doesn't invalidate again, because otherwise he is probably just done in this qualifying session. Ooh, just about keeps it clean there. Oh, Fanfinus has joined. Yeah, through the final turn.
That's a great exit.
As we see Sam goes P11. Currently in the knockout zone, but let's see if he can improve. Maybe if he goes in, maybe he has just about enough time to go again.
Because of how bad the tyre wear is as well, if somebody like Darrell has gone out to do a lap and he's invalidated it on the final corner, he's then got to go round on fresh tyres to do another lap, and his tyres by that point, after doing 2 laps, are pretty worn down, and he's losing half a second on his flying lap. So it really does hurt you if you go and invalidate your lap. And they'll have to use
into the pits.
them extra set of softs now.
Daki is the next one on a lap in the Haas, as Mirko is calling me Italian again, I think. I swear to God, some people, they never learn. Daki goes through the final sector now in the Haas. He had a purple middle sector as I jumped on board with him. He has a little bit of a low battery here for the final sector, in my opinion. But let's see what he can do as he goes through the final corner here into the first straight. It's a 123.1, not bad by Daki at all. Fennick is on an out lap. The 2 McLarens have gone into the pits. So I think Fennick will be the first one to put in his final flying lap here in Q2. I was about to say Q3, I don't know why.
Sorry mate, somebody was at the door. Right, so...
Postman Pat has just delivered your mail.
Sounds Italian. He's a San Marino. San Marinis.
San Marinese. Jesus, Nathan.
San Marinese.
Fennick will now start his final flying lap, as we will stay on board with him.
Who's that, sorry?
Fennick
in the Red Bull.
Yeah, he is the first one who will put in his final time here in Q2 for Tier 1. Oh, Fanfinus is talking in game chat. He's distracting the others. Oh, my television is about to turn off.
So, everything's coming happening. Out of turn 5. Down the DRS, straight the rear wing open for the Red Bull driver at the end of Q2. Can he get in to the final 10 drivers? A lot of traffic in front of him there as they all move out to the left hand side and in towards turn 6 and 7 for the Red Bull. Just hugs the apex to the right hand side and then straight out. Up a gear, up another gear, rear wing back open, battery just now harvesting as the DRS is enabled as you go down towards the left-hander at turn 9. The Alpine just in front of him as he has to watch out the way. He rides a lot more curb than Finnick wanted to there. as he comes down towards turn 10 and 11. Slamming on the brakes in towards turn 12, a minute and about 15 left. And then in towards turn 13 and 14. A little slip and a slide through 14, down towards 15 and in towards the final apex. And out of turn 16, down towards the line. Finnick with the Red Bull goes up to P6. So
not bad for Finnick here.
Not bad at all.
Let's see who's next.
Here comes Welsh Sponge.
Brothers.
Oh, up to P3 for Welsh Sponge. What a lap. That is brilliant.
Great lap by him.
Yeah, very, very well done. So Deco is now on an out lap. We've got Mirko in the Ferrari, who's half a second up. So Ariel is still in the pit lane, so he's not going to go into Q3. He will be out, the South African driver. Here comes Mirko in the Ferrari, the man from Italy, looking very quick in the Maranello team, and up to P2 for the Scarlet Ferrari. The Italian, home is where the heart is for Mirko.
Wait, is Mirko Italian?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mitch will be next in the Haas as he comes through the final sector here. Let's see where Mitch can put himself. I think he was up by a few tenths in his split time. Let's see what he can do. It's a 123.2 P4. That's his P3 and P4 for the Haas boy.
Half a second up for the Aston Martin, up to P3 for the Aston Martin, and then comes the Sauber of Jay, and Jay goes up to P8, and at the moment he will be going through, but there's still a lot of cars coming to the line. One of them is Stellan. Stellan goes up to P5, then comes Jeffy Boy. That is EVE Rita 122.4. That is absolutely incredible. We've got Bradders, we've got a few drive. Bradders is invalidated, Bradders is out. That is unbelievable. Finnick is going in, he's the driver at risk. We've still got Jeffy Boy in the Sauber coming down towards the line. Finnick will be fuming about this. Here comes the Sauber, Jeffy Boy is through, Finnick is out, Sam the Man is also out, Ariel's out, Bradders, Daryl Slater coming down towards the line, Deco is through, Jay is out, Sam the Man is out, Ariel, Bradders, that is huge. Another big name eliminated in Tier 1.
Even in P15 as well. That's not even like one of the higher starting positions here. Well done there, Sponge, on getting to Q3.
So that is the end of Q2. Is EVE Reese who takes the fastest lap. Epic OJ in P2, Mirko in P3, B Ryan P4, Dak in P5, Jeffy Boy in P6, Stella in P7, Mitch P8, Daryl Slater P9, and Welsh Sponge scrapes 3 in P10. But the bottom 5 that go out in Q2, Bradders 2.1 seconds off the fastest time in the VCAB, out in P15. Ariel in the McLaren goes out in P14. Sam the Trash Man out in P13. Finnick in the Red Bull out in P12. And Jay in the Sauber out in P11.
Sam the Trash Man.
That's what he's changed his name to, and then he's put in brackets, I suck at F125.
I love it. I'm all here for it, mate.
Sam the Trash Man, I suck at F125.
You can't be worse than me, mate. I feel sorry for my team boss and realistic for the amount of... I've asked Alvaro to send you a little DM about how to handle my mental breakdowns after a terrible race.
Oh god, good luck with that, Sponge.
Let's see. Are they all gonna wait for one lap, or are they going to go out as quick as they can?
12 minutes.
What team is Fanfan even?
I think, is he Ferrari?
He can't be Ferrari because there's already 2, I think.
No, yeah, he's Ferrari.
No, never mind.
Yeah, I'll just check.
Yeah, I'm blind.
So, you know what? We've got a full grid barring 2 reserves, haven't we? No, actually, because Mitch is actually a full-time driver, so we've got a full grid barring 1 reserve, which is Maxi Block. Oh no, sorry, Maxi Block and Ryan Clemenson didn't turn up. So we've got a full 18 drivers, 18 full-time drivers on the grid with 2 reserves. That's really good in Tier 1.
Compared to last season.
Definitely. And you know what as well? I think Tier 1 is going to be so good. I know a lot of the drivers might struggle with the pace of Tier 1 and stuff like that, but everyone's got a pretty decent teammate to sort of go after the constructors with. Like, you know, some of these slower drivers have got a faster teammate. And I feel like the constructors is going to be the hugely competitive one for this season. As that's what you
think
get
it is
for that as well. Do you know what I mean? So that'll be really interesting to see what happens there.
I think it will be the most competitive constructors battle we will have this season in terms of every single tier that we have. I wish I could commit to Tier 1, but sadly I cannot, so I'd rather join you on comms whenever I can.
No, perfect. I'll take that. No problem at all. But I agree.
That means you're stuck with me,
really
Nathan.
Interesting. No problem, mate. So Deco will be the first driver in Q3 to set a lap time. So he goes in towards turn 1, just dropping down to 4th gear there, and then back up towards turn 2 and 3 at the right hander, just narrowly avoiding the baton as we go through in towards turn 4, down towards turn 5, slightly downhill, slamming on them brakes, and then just hugging that apex to the left, going through there in 3rd, and then back onto the accelerator. DRS enabled at the line, ERS is on, just feathering the throttle, feathering the battery, sorry, as we go down the DRS with the rear wing open, and Deco putting it all down on the line as he slams on the brakes, hitting some serious G-force as we go in towards turn 6 and 7, through there in 3rd gear, and then back up to 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and down the DRS straight we go again, all the way in towards the left-handed hairpin at turn 9. In towards sector 3 now we go, on board with Deco, purple sector 2, of course, because he's the first driver in Q3 to settle up. Here comes a little bit of traffic in front as he's just weaving left and right. I hope to God he's seen the Aston Martin as he go down towards turn 12. He has had to slam on the brakes, and the Williams, I think, seen him very late there. Epic OJ, and hopefully it didn't hinder Deco at all as he comes through turn 14. He runs wide, he's kicked it valid as he just leans off the track for an extra second or two. In towards turn 16 at the final chicane, down towards the start finish line. Darryl Slater with a 1:23.4. Could it have been better? Here comes Stellan, a 1:24.0 in the Alpine. Daki.
To be honest, not bad from him,
No,
considering he went off track.
Daki in the house, a 1:23.8 from him as well. That's fantastic. So next.
By the way, when did you become French?
We'll walk through the baton.
Yeah, with your baton.
Ah oui. Ah oui. For the baton.
Sponge just decided it's not F1 anymore, it's the championship for far jumping.
It's
as he clipped over the curb.
So, well, Sponge coming around.
Nathan, you can start waving your white flag now.
Yeah, I know.
Through the... My man just dropped his whole brain. Sponge goes through the final sector now. He manages to keep it on track. Some people should look at this here.
Oh,
never mind. I spoke too soon.
Don't look at it. Some people shouldn't look at that.
Don't look at that.
The Aston Martin of Darryl on and in lap.
Be right. No? Oh,
No.
Darryl.
I think Epic OJ, he's invalidated it.
Washed.
Well, yeah, he is. Jeffy Boy in the
I think Mirko is... No, Jeffy Boy's next. Jeffy Boy's next, indeed.
Oh, I spent 3 hours before trying to get them, you know, them statistics for tier 2 and 3 that I posted, so the graphics.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Jeffy Boy, 1:23.0, goes P1 in Q3, and then the Ferrari of Mirko, who's going to be next. Down towards the line comes the Italian, and it is provisional pole, a 1:22.7 for the Scuderia driver. Be Right will be next. In towards turn 15 and 16 we go. On board with the Aramco Aston Martin out of the final chicane down towards line. Be Right takes P2 a 1:22.7, same as Mirko. Yeah, as I was going to say, sorry,
Mirko,
them graphics.
Mirko, if you qualify on pole there, I will invade your country.
Oh, here comes Mitch now in the Haas, in towards turn 16, down towards the line we go. Here comes the Haas, it's a 1:23.1 and it's P4. The Mercedes of EVE Reese, the current world champion, goes provisional pole, the 1:22.4. Didn't even need to wait for him to hit the line. We knew where he was going to go, and that is brilliant. Yeah, so the graphics that I posted before in tier 2 and 3. So I bought them. I bought the graphics for 15 quid off some guy online, and then he sent me the folder for the graphics, and then I ended up spending 3 hours trying to download the graphics today. Spent 3 hours trying to download the graphics. I then deleted the whole app that I've been using for all the stats. I then had to get in contact with Don Dedge to try and help me get the database back for all the stats for all the races that we recorded this morning. Then I finally got the graphics sorted, and that was about half an hour ago when I posted them, was when I finally got it sorted. So yeah.
Nathan.
Yep.
I think you got scammed.
No, honestly, you should see the graphics. He puts in a lot of work.
No, I think you got scammed, Nathan.
Yeah. The graphics.
It's a pre-order. It will become free at the end of this month.
What will?
Those graphics. I'm in that server where they are in.
No, because he messaged me and said because he's put in so many hours.
The dark person.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're currently in beta.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Full version of the theme will be released between 5th and 8th of June.
Ah, well.
You just got scammed.
Yeah, but at least we've got good graphics. Always improving. I think he might mean, because the way I took it was he's releasing the full version between the 6th and the 8th of June. Sorry, the 6th and whatever it is, but you're still going to have to pay for it. But I'm pretty sure he was still in the middle of designing it when he released it. But he's gonna release the full version, but you'd still have to pay for it. That's the impression I got when I was speaking to him, but I might be wrong.
Mirko, I swear to God, I am going to come down to Italy.
Yes, from San Marini's.
I don't live there, Nathan, and you know it. You know my address.
I don't.
You do.
I got rid of it ASAP. Right, 3 minutes to go. I gave it to Ben.
Wow.
Yeah.
You gave it to Ben, so if I just wake up one day, Ben will be at my bloody doorstep.
So every single driver still in the pit lane with 3 minutes to go at the end of qualifying here. There's been no movement in the garages as of yet, which means
there's a Williams mechanic who's just ran backwards. Williams car is going out. That is Epic OJ. Of course he goes out first. He hasn't put in a lap yet.
You're right, he hasn't. So neither as well. Sponge.
He invalidated his first one, remember?
He did. So Epic OJ will be the first of the final runners here in Abu Dhabi before the end of qualifying. Very interesting indeed.
Stellan and one of the Haas cars and Reese have come out now as well.
Yeah, they'll all be pouring out of the pits now.
I'll tell you what, if Reese qualifies on pole here, we will have a Mercedes sandwich because Jon is in P19.
Conference has left the session.
I'll invite him again. I'll invite him back. Oh, he's gone offline.
That'll be very, very annoying if he's done that, because we could have had Forza jump into the car. I don't think he would have done, but we could have had Forza jump in.
Oh, Jan's in the Williams. Oh. Oops. Who's in the mark then?
Williams?
Who's in the mark?
Reese and Caxel.
Oh yeah, it was Caxel. I thought Jan was in the mark. So here goes Epic OJ starting his final flyer here. We will go on board with him. Let's see if he can take away that pole position from Reese in this first round for the Tier 1 Championship. As he goes through the fast right-hander, just avoids the baton, like Nathan would say. Down to the hairpin, late on the brakes. Ooh, a little bit of a lock-up and a little bit of a slide on the rear end, I think. As he now goes on to the back straight. DRS will be wide open. Nobody ahead of him. He has full clean air. Nobody will distract him from anything here. As he goes into the chicane, a little bit of a lock-up again. I'll tell you what, lock-ups on this game are annoying. Yeah, absolute smoke bombs.
It's a lot more sliding through the corners for the drivers, but so Phantomus is back in.
Oh, Phantomus is back
in towards turn 9 for the Williams driver. I can't tell if he's up or down at the moment. Oh, he's not set a lap time, up. So yeah, we won't know, will we? So.
Oh yeah, wait, yeah, true. We're dumb, Nathan.
No, yeah.
As he goes through Latifi corner, through this final sector, few corners to go. First qualifying session of the season will be done for Epic OJ as he goes down to the final corner on the power.
P2.
Reese is retired and P2, but Reese is retired, so anyone who gets a massive improvement by a few tenths could potentially beat Reese here. As we see Mirko flying through the... Oh yeah, Stellan
in the Alpine. Stellan goes P3. Wow, what a lap. And then the Haas of Daki will be next. He's currently in P9, but look how competitive and close it is. Daki needs to find a lot more though, and I think he's going to. Down towards the line, it's a 1:22.8. He goes up to P6. Then comes Mirko, the man from Italy, to the line. Mirko goes P3. And then it is Well Spun, who does invalidate it again. He's going to start P10. Here comes the Aston Martin over B Right. And B Right goes up to P3. That is 3 drivers in the 122.5s. And Jeffy Boy stays in P7. Mitch and Deco will be the final drivers. Mitch goes up to P7. Here comes Deco. He is improving. But how much improvement has he found down towards the line? And Deco goes up to P8. Pole position
is close at the top here.
Yeah.
It is massively closer than last season. I have something stuck in my ear. So,
Evie Reese takes pole position, and look at that. All half a tenth is Epic OJ in P2. B Right is 6 100ths behind in P3. 7 100ths behind in P4 is Mirko. Stellan in P5. Daki in P6. Mitch in P7. Deco in P8. Jeffy Boy in P9. And Well Sponge takes P10. That is incredibly close, and I cannot wait for this Grand Prix.
Let's see who will be the first one to spin.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, Bjorn would have been P6 with his pole lap from Tier 2. That's insane, what Graben just said.
What's that?
Bjorn would have been P6 with his pole lap from Tier 2.
Wow. Wow, that's mad.
Get up to Tier 1, you.
That's crazy, yeah, I didn't realise that.
And get Banana up here as well again. Here we go for the formation lap. I do not know what's happened to Nathan. Williams is parked again by the side of the road.
All the just putting a couple of the standings in whilst we were moving into the formation.
Ah, great. Fanfinus has been able to grab his car.
There we go.
That is very nice for him indeed, as he will be starting P20 in today's race.
So, full grid. I think this is going to be a really good race.
I hope it's going to be a cracking one, mate.
Yeah. I think a lot of people will like the calendar this year as well, because of the way we've designed it. We've designed it in a way where a lot of the tracks will fall in on the race weekend of the actual F1 tracks, which I think is really good, because I always feel like when you say you watch, so next week is the Canadian Grand Prix in real life, and next week is F7's Canadian Grand Prix. I always think it's like great when you can watch the Canada Grand Prix and then literally jump onto the game and race in Canada as well. It gives you that, I've just watched the F1 drivers in Canada, now I want to go and race in Canada. It gives you that, you know, it's like when you used to, as a kid, watch wrestling and then you used to jump on the wrestling game, or you'd watch a footy match and jump on FIFA. You know, it gives you that, you watch something, you want to be a part of it, you jump on and you can be a part of it. So I think it'll be a really good season with a lot of, I think there's, out of the 20 rounds, I think there's 9 or 10 that fall on an actual race weekend with the same track. So even the final race of the season.
So what went wrong here then?
What's that? Yeah.
So
well, we added this on, didn't we?
Then?
We added it on to come a week earlier. So.
Oh yeah, true. Reese has been disqualified. So is Stella.
Yeah. So here we go.
Daki. Everyone is now slotting back into their grid slots, as Fanfinus will now be parking his car. He is the final driver to do so.
So here we go. This is it for round 1 here in Abu Dhabi for Formula 7 racing. And it's lights out and away we go. Reese got a really good start going down in towards turn 1B, right in the Aston Martin's going to take the wider line, but it is the Williams that stays in P2. The Ferrari and Merco is there. Stellan has got past Daki in the Haas, but here comes the Alpine once more as he goes wheel to wheel, and Stellan with a move. And he doesn't pay off, and he's down to P20. And Finnick, that is AE Cryptic and Fanfinus going toe-to-toe here. There goes Jay in the kick salver around the outside, and that is the Alpine that gets tagged up the inside. That is Lewis W, who's up 5 places, who gets tagged by Jorn. Jeffy Boy is being swallowed up by Woe, Sponge and Deco. Deco is up a position. Both Haas drivers are up a position. Here comes Epic OJ and Reese around the outside, down in towards turn 6 and 7. Epic OJ has the inside line. It's a battle for the lead already, and Reese is just edging his nose ahead. But here comes the Williams, no DRS enabled. Still they tangle, still they bump fists, and down towards turn 9 we go.
We've had a bit of a chaotic start here. Epic OJ just cannot hang. Oh, never mind, he is still hanging around, as he will have the inside line for the next corner here. Let's see. Oh, Reese laid on the brakes. Epic OJ doesn't back down at all. As we see, Epic OJ is still side by side with Reese here. Oh, the entire sector side by side for the Williams, the Mercedes.
It was literally the entire lap. That was unbelievable. Reese on the hard, Epic OJ on the medium, so is B right, Merco on the hard. The DRS is now enabled. Fanfinus is back through on Stellan. Stellan in the Alpine. It seems like a recurring theme for Stellan. Every time the lights go out, it's just that same situation that happens. Hopefully he started on the softs anyway. Hopefully he can get onto some mediums or hards and then try and come back into this race further down the line. But yeah, it seems like a recurring theme for Stellan. Every time the lights go out, there's just something that happens. Really unfortunate. Well, here comes B right and Epic OJ now. DRS enabled. They are catching Reese at a rapid rate of knots. And down towards turn 6 and 7 we go. And I think Epic OJ just goes up the inside, nearly tags the wheel. B right being careful not to get involved in this. Daki is through on Lewis as well, the Haas driver on the Alpine. They go wheel to wheel, and he gets a great exit there, does Daki on Lewis W in the Alpine, who's right in the mix of this battle, and he's probably enjoying it. Epic OJ is now into the lead of the Grand Prix and finally through on Reese. Bradders and Jeffy Boy as well. Well sponged, there's the 2 V-carbs getting through. Wow, and there goes Reese again, and Epic OJ is off the track. B right is through and up to P2. What happened to Epic OJ? But the Williams driver down to P3. He was in the lead as well.
I think he might have had a lock-up there, mate.
Yeah, I reckon you're right.
He might have had a little bit of a lock-up. You can see all of the heat coming from the engines of the cars. They head down again into turn 1 for lap number 3 as Bradders has just put in the fastest lap. He's starting to find his form again.
And that is Jorn in the Williams, and he's spun it as well. Jorn in the Williams facing the wrong way. It's not the debut that the Tier 2 World Champion would have hoped for. So
B-Ride is now on the back of Reese. If B-Ride plays it smart here, he will stick behind through this chicane. Exactly what I thought he would have done here. Smart racecraft has always been shown by the man from Bristol as we go on to the next straight here. B-Ride chooses the long way around but is way ahead already going into the corner here.
Yeah, great stuff. Lewis and Daki going back at it again, and that's the Alpine and the Haas. But Daki has the inside line, he's able to get it done, and here comes Sam the Man. And Lewis W is right in the middle of this chaotic battle in the midfield as they all slam on the brakes and lock up. Finnick and the Red Bull is there. Jay, A, Cryptic, Caxel, Fanfness all locked in that DRS train. From P1 to P18 is in the DRS train. Epic OJ is losing a little bit of time now to EVE Reese and B Right though. He needs to start getting that battery down a little bit and just clawing his way back within that 1 second mark. As EVE Reese is all over the rear diffuser of the B Right in the Aston Martin.
OJ loses it! OJ has lost it, and he's lost a place to Mirko and even to Mitch as well in the Haas car here. As he just moves ahead as Epic OJ loses the rear end at the exit of turn 1, making him lose another 2 positions.
That was a bit of a silly move there from the Williams of Epic OJ. There goes Reese back into the lead of the Grand Prix in front of the Aston Martin. But just looking at Epic OJ there, he tried to just make a really, really silly move up the inside of the Haas there. I don't know what he was doing. But Mitch and Mirko goes deep, the switcheroo by Mitch, he gets his foot down early, and that is Daki in the Haas that is round. Daki is tumbling down the grid, but here comes Mitch on Mirko, the Haas driver, the 2 Ferrari powered engines. And what about Epic OJ up the inside as well? He gets through on the Ferrari driver, but it's Mitch into the podiums. Epic OJ in P4, Mirko P5, then comes the 2 Racing Bulls. Jeffrey boy, it is all happening on lap 4.
Everything's going down here right now. As we have the most positions gained currently goes to Bradders with 8 positions gained in these opening 4 laps. And of course most positions lost goes to Stella with losing 15 places. Ben is starting to fall back from Reese a little bit. 8-10 separate them now, as Reese will try to push him out of his DRS range here.
Yeah,
but currently really for the next straight, it won't work. They do have a bit of a gap to the next car, which is Mitch in the Haas. There are 3 seconds that separates B-Right and Mitch at the moment.
Deco just getting through on Jeffy Boy, but now here comes the Sauber. Deco moves over to the left-hand side to try and defend. But there's nothing he can do as the Sauber comes rolling on through as we go down towards turn 6. Can Darrow go later on the brakes? Bradders can though. The 2 V-cabs swap places to go through turn 6 and 7. Twitz Caxel and Sam the Man go wheel to wheel. That's the McLaren and the Mercedes, and that's Twitz Caxel that is through, and B-Right is back into the lead of the Grand Prix as well. The Aston Martin driver through on the Mercedes. Remember, the Mercedes on the hards and the Aston Martin on the mediums, so that will change dramatically in the upcoming laps.
Sponge and Bradders actually did something very well here. Sponge actually lifted to let Bradders through a bit, and now he will defend for Bradders, as Bradders now has a bit of breathing space behind him to try and fight the cars ahead.
Yeah, that is Sam the Man that is round, the McLaren driver, into the wall at turn 14. What has happened there for Sam the Man? Hopefully he's not got damage. And he's not, so he's going to carry on for now. The thing is, it just takes one safety car and you're back into this Grand Prix, so anything can happen.
Yeah, as Reese and B Right going at it again with each other here, the Aston Martin and the Mercedes. This time it's Aston Martin P1, Mercedes P2. Yeah, the red wildfire corner claims another victim here. It has claimed Sam the Man. As we always call Red Latifi.
2 Tier 1 world champions going at it. Here comes Finnick and Deco as well. Deco will go later on the brakes around the outside, but Finnick has the inside line, and that's a great move from the Red Bull driver. That was fantastic. Jonas spun it, he has. The Williams driver really struggling here, and that is Lewis W that goes through on Deco. Fanfitness is thrown Cryptic as well down the straight towards turn 9. Deco in the Aston Martin loses out to Lewis W. Ariel is through on Jay, and the McLaren driver goes through on the kick Sauber. Mirko is chasing down Mitch. The Ferrari driver will go to the inside, lunges up the inside of the Haas. The Haas leaves him the space. There's a little snap in front from Epic OJ and the Williams, but look at Mirko, and he nearly tags into the side of the Haas. I'm very lucky there, maybe a little bit desperate from the Scuderia, and needs to be careful because Bradders is tracking them down.
Yep, Bradders now right on the tail for Mirko here.
Yeah, that was a great save, Nick, from Mirko, it really was. So, Be Right and EV Reese 4.5 seconds in front of the rest of the grid. So, showing their dominance and showing why they are world champions, and that is Finnick in the Red Bull that has made a mistake and goes down to P14. Wellsponge and Jeffy Boy going at it again. There's a driver of a Wellsponge just off the track in front. I think that was Bradders actually. Here comes Jeffy Boy, but the VCAB does have DRS as well in front, so he's unable to get the move done. Twitch Capsule on Deco. Here comes the Mercedes on the Aston Martin. Is he going to go for the lunge at the inside? He does. Goes later on the brakes, and Deco maybe a little bit too hopeful, and that is Mirko that's made a mistake, and the Ferrari driver is just in front of Lewis W now as B Right goes back into the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Lewis W and Mirko.
And Jorn has retired in the pits.
That's it for Jorn, the Tier 2 world champion. So a day to forget for the current Tier 2 world champion. Everybody's still in with a chance of decent points though.
Yeah, I think the biggest gap is just between Epic OJ and Reese.
Yeah, well, Sponge is going for the undercut.
Oh, Daku gets a penalty for the pit lane. Not for speeding, but just for the pit lane entry there. Again. Yeah, cutting the corner and losing like 50 minutes of your time. As we see Reese and V-Right going at it again in the next straight. As Reese blows past with ease and retakes the lead of the race, but does have a slight lockup there. Let's keep in mind Reese is on the harder compound tyres than V-Right is at the moment.
The longer that B Right can stay with EV Reese on the medium tyres, the better it is for his strategy in the long run as well.
Yep, but tyre wear is absolutely ridiculous in this game, so we will have to wait and see what B Right can do on those mediums actually.
So Finnick is going to go around the outside of Fanfiners, the Red Bull driver on the Ferrari, and that is another brilliant move from Finnick. He is pulling him out the bag here this evening. That's the second time the Red Bull driver has shown unbelievable confidence to get the move done. Mitch up to P3, Epic OJ's into the pit lane, and B Right is still within DRS range of the race leader. The longer he can stay within the DRS range, I think as soon as B Right loses DRS, he'll go into the pits as soon as he loses it.
Yeah, I think that is Ben's strategy right now. He wants to stick with Reese as long as he can, extend that stint a little bit longer than everyone else.
That was a great strategy from the Saubers. They double stacked and it only held up Jay for a split second. There's a lot of drivers in the pit lane. Well, Sponge with the undercut.
I think almost everyone.
And goes up to P9 now, well Sponge.
And that worked for Mirko as well, because Mirko is now within 0.6 of a second of Epic-OJ, as before his pit stop, he was just in front of Lewis with like 1/10.
Yeah, you're right. So be right again on EV Reese. And they are 7 seconds clear of Mitch. And that is Jay through on Turbo. Sorry, Stellan. So Jay through on Stellan in the Alpine.
Nick says we need tier 0 for these two sweats up front here.
I know, yeah.
Oh, and Ben dives into the pits just at the moment that he loses DRS.
Yeah, it was absolutely a brilliant tactic to play there from B Right. Because
Mitch goes into the pits, Bradders stays out.
Bradders does stay out on the hards, isn't he? He's on the hards. Twitchcat's on the hards as well. He's now up to P3. That is a quite
Mirko, try not to type while you're driving.
Bradders spinning, he says. So leave that for the stewards. So B Right is going to come out. Where's he going to come out actually? Will he come out in front of Welsh Sponge? He does. So he's come out in a lot of clean area, B Right. This is exactly what Reese didn't want. So Lewis comes out just at the side of Mitch, and Lewis W does go wheel to wheel with the Haas driver, the Alpine, and the Haas going down in towards turn 5. And Lewis W in the Alpine and the Aston Martin trying to get involved as well. Then it's Deco. Now here comes Lewis, and he's got the pace out of the exit of the corner, and Lewis W is through and up to P11. So it'll be interesting to see the gap and the distance that B-Rat has on Reese when he finally does come in, and that is Finnick on Twitch-Caxel, the Mercedes and the Red Bull. And Finnick takes another one down. Oh, and they nearly touch. They do touch, should I say. Twitch-Caxel is going to lunge back up the inside, and that was a real dangerous lunge there from Twitch-Caxel. Maybe a little bit hopeful from the Mercedes driver, but he's still in this race, and that's what matters. It's the Red Bull of Finnick that is still in the podium positions. Remember, they're on different strategy.
Dives in.
He does. Caxel is now in for his first stop. On the back
you lose about 21 seconds in the pit lane here, is what is stated on the website, and it's B Right currently 18.6 seconds behind Reese.
That is interesting.
So that would mean that B Right gets ahead by a lot. So Reese will have to go ahead and push now if he wants to stay ahead of B Right here.
Well, EV Reese was like, what, 7 seconds clear of P3, and when he comes out, he's going to come out in quite a bit of traffic.
Yeah, he will.
So Twitch Caxel on Cryptic, and Caxel is through on the Red Bull. He was fighting with his teammate, and now he's fighting with him. And that was Stellan that just went really wide, and Daki is going to catch him. Phantomus is through on Jeffy Boy, but Jeffy Boy comes back up the inside, and the Sauber is back through on the Ferrari. What a move that is. Here comes Twitch Caxel on the other Sauber, and that is the Mercedes that is through in towards turn 6 and 7. Daki and the Haas goes through on the Alpine, and there's overtakes everywhere, and this is fantastic. Big OJ's through on Welsh Sponge going into turn 9. Wow. And now
there's overtakes everywhere. This
Jay,
is fantastic.
Critic around the outside of Jay, the Red Bull on the Sauber. Jesus, give us a break.
Here comes Jeffy Boy trying to make the move on Mitch, but Mitch just squeezed his head there, as Mitch had a little bit of a mistake as well in the Haas. He went a little bit deep in the final sector there, but Mitch stays ahead of Jeffy Boy for now. Oh, my sock dropped.
Setting the fastest lap of this Grand Prix.
But the undercut on this track is so extremely strong. I've noticed it last season as well in the race of Tier 1 and also in the race of Realistic. It's the reason I got a podium at all in Abu Dhabi last season in Realistic, because I just made an undercut from P6 to P3.
Here comes Mirko on Welsh Sponge. Is he going to go for the move on the V-cab? He does. Goes later on the brakes. Can he make the corner into turn 6? Welsh Sponge leaves in the room. And they're both wheel to wheel. Good racing from the pair of them. The Ferrari going slightly off track. That is Mitch that is front, Lewis W as well. And the Haas driver through on the Alpine, but the Alpine's not going to let him off the hook that easily. Down towards turn 9. The Alpine driver will go the long way round on the Haas. Moves in just in time in front of Mitch. And that was a matter of millimetres going in towards the hairpin. Yeah,
I think Reese is going to try and do a one-stopper here.
Do you think?
I think that is what Reese's plan is. I think he just wants to stretch it as long as possible because he knows that some of these drivers are going for a two-stop. So he just wants to stretch it out as long as he can, I think, to get that advantage.
Is it just me, but it looks really like damp in the sky, like it looks really cloudy.
It looks cloudy, but I don't think it's gonna rain.
No, I wouldn't expect it to be Abu Dhabi, but that's what
Come
it looks
on,
like.
Since when is there rain in the desert? Isn't that a global problem?
I remember when we raced in
crying out
Qatar,
loud.
it rained.
I remember racing in Bahrain and rain.
I mean, looking at my telemetry, it does say 16% chance of rain, which is crazy.
16% chance.
Yeah,
Welcome to the Dutch national weather broadcast. Oh no, wait, it's always 90% here. Here comes B-Right on Bradders in the V-Carb. Oh, Bradders touches him just a little bit, but B-Right edges ahead in the Aston Martin. Only 12 seconds now to Reese. So B-Right will have to go and push to get as close to Reese as possible before Reese makes his pit stop. And has to hope that Reese will end up in traffic. Reese comes into the pits. He's gone into the pits in the Mercedes.
He had to come in. He was losing too much time, and B-Right's been left in loads of clear air. The only overtake he's really had to make is on Bradders.
Yep,
And
that is very, very true.
And he is on to the mediums now. Reese until the end of the race. I don't know if he gets to the end of the race actually. So let's see where Reese comes
already
out.
locking up in the pit lane. Epic OJ is ahead of Reese here.
Oh, this
in
is
the
close.
Williams, they go side by side. Down towards the hairpin. Epic OJ with the heated tyres. Reese with the stone cold tyres. Locks up there. Oh, and Epic OJ has gone deep, so Reese is through.
He made a huge mistake there, Epic OJ. Went really late on the brakes, and here comes Fanfinus on Jeffy Boy down the DRS straight. Look at all these cars. Here comes Fanfinus on the kick salver. There goes Lewis on Deco. Here comes Mitch. Here comes Fanfinus. They're going to go too wide. In
Jeffy Boy dives down the inside.
Wow.
Stella is out in the pit lane as well. Oh, Jeffy Boy and Fanfinus touch there at the exit of the chicane. As we have Fanfinus now still alongside Jeffy Boy. Fanfinus will have to try and go the long way round as he tries his best, but Jeffy Boy just stays ahead here.
Finnick on Daki.
Oh, Mitch down the inside of Daki as well. Come on.
What a move that is from the Haas driver. That is brilliant, brilliant stuff. So
Lewis up into P6, by the way, 11 positions gained.
Yeah, he's doing a cracking job. So Stellan retires in the pit lane. So that is...
Daco is into the pits here.
I think Stellan needs to be careful there because out of now the 14 races since last season that he's raced at, I think he's retired in now 11 of them. So he just needs to sort of... Yeah, he needs to sort of find that rhythm.
That's even worse than me.
I mean, he's got great time trial pace, but time trial pace doesn't win your races, you know? Time trial pace, you've got that. Yeah, you've got that time trial pace, but if you can't finish an actual race, then you're not going to win anything. So I think he just needs to find that rhythm. He just needs to get that confidence back, and I'm sure he'll be a menace on track. Merkel and Welsh Sponge battling it out once more. Merkel is up to P4, but here comes Welsh Sponge in the racing ball. Down towards turn 9, moves away to the left-hand side. Merkel very clever with his racing IQ to defend the inside line. And it is the racing ball around the outside. What about Mitch and Lewis going at it just behind him as well? The Alpine driver being overtaken by the Haas.
That was a very nice move by the Haas there.
I don't know if you have, to be honest, mate, and that's not me, you know, trying to be insulting. I don't know if you have got race babes, because every single time you've raced in Tier 1, you're very fast in time trial, but you never ever turn up in the race. You always retire within the starting, you know, before we get to halfway in the race, you always retire, and you're always near the back of the grid. I know you've got the pace, you're a great driver, but you need to turn time trial laps into actual race laps. And I don't think you can do that yet. You're just still growing as a driver, and if you can sort of bring all the attributes that you've got and all the racing ability that you've got and put it into 29 laps around Abu Dhabi or whatever it may be, 33 laps in Austria, then I think you'll be a great driver. But until then, you're going to continue to DNF 90% of your races. You need to just find that rhythm, mate. So Finnick through on Twitch Caxel. They're going to go too wide down in towards turn 6 and 7. Bradders and Twitch Caxel are there as well. Here comes Bradders in the V car. Twitch Caxel all over the back of him. Here we go.
There's a lot going on track here.
There is a lot going on. You're absolutely right.
I cannot even keep up.
Daki on Cryptic, and Cryptic just going to try and switch it back up the inside.
Doesn't manage to do it. Daki is ahead for now.
Deco on them fresh tyres from Well Sponge.
Bradders is on the back of Finnick as well. Ooh, Sponge gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. As that's another car who dives into the pits for the second time. It is Jeffy Boy in the Kick Sauber.
Yeah, they're going to go for that second pit stop now. Get onto another fresh set of mediums.
It's actually starting to look like it's going to rain. I think
That's
you might be right,
Pete. Yeah.
It looks worse than here. In the Netherlands, it's still sunny.
So Reese only 3 seconds behind B right now. I think they're both going to have to pit again onto another set of mediums, you know. This is going to be really close between B Right and Reese.
I don't know about Reese, not going to lie. Reese is a little bit of a tire whisperer.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. We've seen it in realistic. He does stints that nobody else is able to do.
Yeah, he does stay out for quite a long time. There goes Daki on Cryptic, the Haas driver on the Red Bull. And also, Finnick made a move. Bradders, here comes Mitch on Mirko. Mirko and Mitch have been going at it pretty much all race.
They just like each other so much.
He said Reese has got a pit, he's done hard. No, he's on mediums. And he started on
No. He's on mediums. He's on mediums, mate.
Well,
he's on mediums. He started on hard.
So, here we go. Finnick and Bradders.
Ooh, Bradders gets a 3 seconds.
That's huge.
Reese now within 2 seconds. He's gained over a second in that final lap there on B right.
1.9 to B right. Rallies Jay into the pits as well now. So here comes Mitch on Mirko. Can he finally get that move? Lewis W is there within that DRS range as well. So it'll be very interesting. See what happens from this stage of the race. And that was Mitch that did get through on Mirko. Out of turn 7, down towards turn 8. Can Mirko respond? Mitch got past in the Haas, and now it's the Ferraris in with the DRS, and he does get back through. And Mirko is back up to P4 as they go down in towards turn 9. Lewis W and Mitch just watch on. And that is Well Sponge and Deco going at it for round 3.
Round 3. Fight.
The thing is, I'd like to see where Well Sponge, Deco and Fanfinus are at the end of all the next pit stops, because they've gone for a huge undercut again. So it'll be interesting to see what happens after everybody's completed the 2-stopper.
Yeah, but they're all on hards as well. Mirko comes in. Mirko is the next driver to come into the pits. Sam the trash man is also in. He will pick up your trash while he drives through the pit lane here. If you have any trash, please throw it into his cockpit.
It's raining. Did I just see rain?
Is it? No, Nathan. Nathan, you're hallucinating.
Mate, I'm absolutely positive I've just seen rain in the pit lane. I'm positive.
Nathan, you're hallucinating.
I must be. That is crazy. I was positive that I just seen rain.
Stop coming to Amsterdam.
Wow, I was positive I seen rain then. Oh, and
Finnick and Bradders touch a little bit there. I saw bits flying off, but I hope none of them have damage. Oh, Finnick down the inside of Bradders here. Can he hang it in there? Finnick has got the move on Bradders. Finnick comes out of nowhere with all of these moves, but they make him nonetheless impressive here.
Ooh.
Oh, and there he goes down the inside. Lewis as well. Finnick is up at the P5 in the Red Bull.
Oh, that's
what a
huge
move!
Lunge. Oh,
Bradders, that was a little bit desperate as all three of them go into the pits.
That's the second time he's made a huge desperate move up the inside and nearly taken out the driver. Just needs to be
into
careful
the pits.
there.
We must go.
Here comes Reese in the Mercedes with that DRS on the right.
Still laughing.
Down towards 6 and 7 for the Aston Martin and the Mercedes. You can see B Wright really struggling with the grip on them tyres now. I think they're both going to have to pit for mediums, but Reese is going to be the race leader when they do so. So, Reese back into the lead of the Grand Prix.
I think B Wright will pit now for a fresh set of mediums here.
It'd be. I've got a feeling that Reese might pit as well, though.
I don't know about that. I think Reese will stay out.
I think
Reese is staying out, but so is B Wright.
That's because he's within his DRS range. He doesn't see the point.
Oh yeah, it's the same game as before.
But the problem that you've got there is, I think if B Wright pits now and goes on to fresh mediums, I think he could win this race without Reese actually catching up to him. But the longer he waits, it means he's going to continue to battle with Reese. Yeah, I thought the same thing, Nick. I thought he should have undercut him.
Fanfinus and Sponge, the first drivers to pit, are now in P7 and P8.
Yeah.
As Daki has gone into the pits, and I've just checked, Nathan. No, it's not raining in the pit lane.
No, it's not raining. I don't know what I've seen. I was absolutely positive I've seen raindrops. That was crazy. Crazy. So here comes Reese again on the right. Well, that would be a very interesting strategy there, Nick, if Ben did one-stop it. Because Reese won't make it with a one-stop.
I think Reese will surprise us all here.
Here comes Deco on Well Sponge. He does get through the Aston Martin on the V-cab. Mirko gets through on Jeffrey Boy as well and up to P9. It's really interesting. The two-stopper makes it so exciting because you just don't know where anybody actually is on track. You don't know who's leading.
By the way, we don't have Monaco, right?
We do. B Wright is in the leader. Reese has pitted. Reese has pitted. And B Wright has stayed out with 7 laps to go.
I think Ben will stay out now. Finish this race. Drive as quickly as he can, as Reese might get stuck in traffic.
Did you see how much B Wright was struggling? Epic OJ's pitted, so Reese is going to come out into clean air on fresh mediums. And the way that B Wright was struggling on them hard tyres, I mean, 21 seconds or whatever it's going to be is going to be really tough at this stage in the race. But you never know. Actually,
Reese has not come out in clean air.
You're right,
he's behind Mitch.
Massive.
Mitch is on older tyres as Mitch just edges Reese out of the DRS right now as well. So Reese will not get DRS, but he will get the dirty air from the Haas car here. Can those birds stop whistling outside? You're annoying.
So this is going to be really interesting. This is basically Hungary now, isn't it? Like,
Yep.
They've pitted them. Can you go and catch them? 19.1 seconds is the gap for Reese. He's got a Haas driver to get past, which he's going to do so here and now. And here we go. Reese in the Mercedes will go around the outside of the Haas driver. Makes it look easy and up to P2. Mitch will be thinking to himself, this is not my race. My race is with Epic OJ. And Mitch is doing the exact same strategy as what Ben is doing to Reese. Mitch is doing the same strategy to Epic OJ. Epic OJ just gets past Deco and through on the Aston Martin, but he's now got Welsh Sponge in the V-cab in front of him to get through.
Oh, there goes Mirko round the outside of Daco in the Ferrari there as he gets the move done, and up into P7 goes Mirko. Fanfinus is running away from everyone here.
You're right, he is. So 16.7 seconds is the gap for Reese. B-Right will be watching that time like a hawk.
I can smell his sweat all the way over here.
It's so fascinating and so interesting to see the gap 16 seconds, but know that the time is just going to dwindle away so quickly. Epic OJ on the back of the V-cab of Welsh Sponge. He's going to get that DRS. And he'll make it look easy. Here comes Epic OJ down the DRS straight towards turn 6 we go. He will get through on the VCAV driver. And
you know what is interesting here, Nathan? On this first straight after the first hairpin, right? Reese doesn't reach 8th gear even. Reese is still in 7th gear at the end of that straight.
That is Epic OJ through on Welsh Sponge again. The Williams. 15.3 seconds with 6 laps to go. Twitch Cactus is through on Bradders. Bradders has not had a great round 1 here, but he is still nearly in the points though. Lewis W in the Alpine. Then comes Finnick, Daki, Soundman, Cryptic J and Ariel. .5 seconds. This is going to be so close. I think that Reese is going to be right on the back of B Right come the final lap.
I think he might be here, Nathan. I think you might be correct.
But
he's
the only
gaining
thing,
about 1.2 seconds.
The only thing that might save him though, Trubo, is the fact that the mediums will start to fall off by the time he gets to him. But then B Right will be on really old hards.
I don't think it will matter too much. For
here comes Jeffy.
For Reese, because Reese will still have more grip in his medium than Ben will ever have on those old hards.
Jeffy with a triple overtake, I think that was, on Deco, Mirko and Welsh Sponge. That was absolutely phenomenal. And that is Epic OJ through on Fanfinus, so he is now up to P4 and 6.2 behind Mitch. Welsh Sponge, that is Jeffrey Boy being overtaken by Mirko and Welsh Sponge. Mirko goes up the inside, the Ferrari on the V-cab, and Mirko in that Scuderia is now up to P6. But how long is he going to keep it for? Because Welsh Sponge is coming back at him down in towards turn 12. Mirko, Welsh Sponge wheel to wheel once more, but it is the Ferrari that comes out on top of Welsh Sponge. Back up the inside he goes. What a move that is. Still side by side go Welsh Sponge and Mirko, but the Ferrari just edges it.
These two have been amazing all race, Mirko and Welsh.
They have, they really have. 11.4 is the gap, halfway through lap 25. This is going to be close, yeah.
Can we reenact Abu Dhabi 2021, please?
I know, yeah, I know. Safety car, safety car.
Lap cars may not overtake. No, they may. No, never mind. No, yet, no, yes.
Lap cars.
He's even that race director.
Oh, here comes Welsh Sponge.
That race director. Ooh.
Oh, Mirko late on the brakes down in towards turn 6. Jeffy wants a piece of the action as well. Wheel to wheel go the Ferrari and the Sauber. It's the V-cab that's just in front, but they'll get DRS. There's no way out for the Sauber as he's boxed in like a police box, and it's. Oh, he's all over the back of Welsh Sponge. Jeffy could not find a way out of that hole. And
in
it was
real
like
life,
a
that rear
teapack.
wing would have been shredded.
Yeah. It was like a teapack from Jeffy there. Epic OJ with another
come on,
time
Nathan.
penalty.
You British people in your tea.
Finnick.
Oh, there's the yellow flag. Finnick is round. Oh, after so many amazing overtakes.
Well, Sponges round.
This is
Oh
when
my
he gets
god.
back.
Well, Sponges round. What has happened there for Woke Sponge? How has that happened? Brad has picked up a 3 second. It's all happening. 8.7 is the gap now. And the gap is just dwindling away. As Evie Reese needs 3 seconds a lap now to catch him. Well, Sponges through on Twitch Caxel. AE Cryptic 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Jay's through. Cryptic retires 3 laps from the end of the race.
Reese only 8.7 now. 8.4, 8.3, 8.2. No, just kidding. It's not that quick. Ben is doing an amazing job here, not gonna lie, on those old hards. How old are Ben's hards? 16 lap old hards.
Crazy.
And the same goes for Mitch here. But Mitch already has Epic OJ on his ass.
Well,
On his rear.
Sponge with the old switcheroo on Twitch Caxel. But Twitch Caxel can get his foot down earlier, but now with that DRS, and now here comes Lewis as well. They go 3 wide. The Alpine will take the inside line on the V car, but it is Woke Sponge up to P9. Lewis always likes to keep it clean, no penalties. He'll gain a lot of positions through that. Here comes Daki now in the house as Twitch Caxel goes off the track, and Daki will look for a way through. The South Korean driver racing. It will now be 3:30 AM where he is. He will be tired and exhausted, but he is competing right to the end. Sam the Man and Finnick go wheel to wheel in towards turn 12 and 13. It is the McLaren driver of Sam the Trash Man that goes through into the wall.
Finnick goes into the wall.
That was a
He
huge
lost his
crash.
front wing.
Yeah. That was a huge,
I need a new song
crash.
for this.
6.6 is the gap from Reese to B Right. I don't know if B Right is going to be caught by Reese here. If he doesn't,
I
this
don't
has been the
think he
perfect
is.
strategy. Epic OJ is finally caught up to Mitch, but just remember, he has got penalties, Epic OJ, and Mitch just needs to
Finnick
stay
has
with
crashed. Finnick has crashed at the exit of turn 1.
him. Wow. Wow.
Luckily, no safety car or virtual safety car,
Too
because
late for a
otherwise
safety
Ben
car,
would have
yeah.
been screwed.
Mirko and Jeffy going at it again. So many times this evening they've gone wheel to wheel through there. Deco in P8, but here comes Mirko in the Ferrari, DRS enabled around the outside of the Kicksauber driver. Makes it look easy with the rear wing open. 5.1 is the gap. I think Reese might catch him here. I might be being a bit hopeful, but here comes Twitch Caxel through on Lewis W in the Alpine. Well Sponge down to P11. Daki on the back of Sam the Man. 4.5 is now the gap. I tell you what, I think Reese is starting to catch at a rapid rate, and B Right is really, really struggling on them old hard compound tyres. I can't see the tyre wear of B Right's tyres, but all I know is Mirko is on 9 lap old mediums and his tyres are on 50%. So Reese has done 6 lap on the mediums, but B Right has done 18 laps on the hards.
If you just go and do the onboard shot of Ben, look at
Daki's
that
out.
draining.
Daki is out in the pits
In the
on lap
pits, in the
28.
pits.
Oh, that's such a shame.
But look at the graining on Ben's tyres. If he slows down a bit here, you can see flat spots and the pieces of rubber that he's missing.
He's going on to the final lap here. B Right, the 3-time world champion, could open up round 1, season 11, with a race victory here in Abu Dhabi. He's always excelled in Abu Dhabi. All 3 of his world championships have come in the final race of the season here in Abu Dhabi. He won his first one when he competed against Mirko in the final race of the season. He won his second one against Dev P in the final race of the season in Abu Dhabi. He won his third one with an epic battle with Banter Brandon here in Abu Dhabi. And now he opens up the season in Abu Dhabi for the first time ever. And he might just win it in round 1. B Right is 3 seconds clear of EVE Reese going on to the final lap.
I think you meant Mirskati in the first
Miscati,
championship,
sorry,
because I don't think Merkel was here
No,
yet.
Miscati, sorry, Miscati.
Mirskati,
Muscat.
the Finnish man who was racing from his sauna.
Yeah, he was our world champion as well. He won the world championship in season 2.
Hey, even I'm a champion in F7, Nathan.
You
So.
are indeed. So,
if I can do it, anybody can.
yeah.
Let's see, Ben. 2.6. Reese will not get enough time. There's not enough laps. Reese has fallen short in laps.
There goes Fanfinis
Ben
on Mitch.
outsmarts him massively.
Sorry, Trubo. Mitch needs to stay within 6 seconds of Epic OJ to take a podium, you know. He's currently 4.4 behind.
Yeah, but the DRS or fan will help him, of course, to stay within those 6 seconds.
So here comes B-Right.
So Mitch,
look how close the gap is. B-Right 1.4 to EV Reese. He's struggling all the way to the line. But it is the Aston Martin as the time dwindles away. The Aston Martin driver wins in round 1. EV Reese takes P2. What a Grand Prix. The gap was 8 tenths. Here comes Epic OJ and Fanfinis, but I think it's going to be Mitch that takes a podium on his debut of Tier 1. Epic OJ comes to the line, Fanfinis will come through in P4, but it looks like it will be Mitch to take the podium. It is! Mitch takes P3.
What a race by Ben. An amazing strategy. Mitch, an amazing drive. Fanfinis, an amazing recovery drive, even with his penalty, still P5. Coming from P20 on the grid here. Mirko P7, Lewis not bad, even though he has been complaining, he still managed to finish in the points. Sam just misses out, so Welsh with the little mistakes in the end there, he could have scored a lot of points, but it didn't work out for him. Jay, P13 and Ariel finished.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, oh, maybe I should add the people into the party. The people on the podium.
Bradley's retired right in the end.
Ben, Lewis, Ben, Reese, and who was on the podium? Mitch, right? I don't think Mitch has PlayStation, does he?
I think so, yeah.
Can you add him into the party then? Because I can only add Ben and Reese.
Yeah, 1 second.
Why is Red posting cookie?
Oh, 1 second. I just need to do these stats. So, B-Right takes the race win. It is EV Reese in P2 with the fastest lap. Mitch takes P3. Epic OJ in P4. Fanfinis takes P5. Jeffy Boy in P6. Mirko takes P7. Daryl Slater takes P8. Twitch Caxton P9. Lewis W takes P10. Sam the Man in P11. Well Sponge in P12. Jay in P13, Ariel P14, Bradders P15, Daki P16, Finnick P17, Cryptic P18, Stellan P19, and Yawn in P20. Trubo.
Yeah?
Do you want to take the interviews whilst I just update the standings for that race?
If anyone wants to join, yes.
No problem, mate. I'll see if they want to join.
Just add Mitch, please, because I don't have him.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, there's the first one. There's the second one as well. So let's see if Mitch wants to join. I'll just ping him in the server real quick. Let me see. Has Nathan added him? I think he has. If Mitch decides to join, we'll go to Mitch in a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if he's been added to the party, Ben. I see you typing there. This is the reason we usually do it in commentary box. If Mitch decides to join eventually, we'll cut to him. But first, we're gonna start with the P2 man who is currently here, Reese. Good drive, just a little bit, yeah, shortcoming of laps there in the end. Tell us about your race, mate.
Yeah, overall happy. Obviously disappointed not to take the win. It's funny. I knew it was gonna be a one stop. I knew it was gonna be a one stop the whole race. And then Ben pitted fairly early, so I was like, well, I'm gonna have to react. I was thinking about it. I got to about lap 13 on the hards, and I was like, Ben's catching on me too much. I'm gonna have to pit. Although now going back on it, I should have just extended that stint a bit more. But yeah, went for the two stop. I caught up to Ben um, with ease from the first stint. I got ahead of him, and then I was thinking, okay, I caught up to him in 7 laps this stint. Give myself 8 laps for the next stint. His tyres are going to be worse, so my tyres are going to be better. I'll get him easy. But that wasn't the case, and then I was hoping Ben would puncture at the end, and he drove so slow in that last sector. I thought I had a chance. Um, yeah,
Aye,
is what it is
did he
what it
have
is.
a puncher?
No, he didn't have a puncture.
No, no,
I
no,
was
he did
driving
not. He
incredibly
just
slow, so
drove
he
it
didn't
clean.
punch. So he didn't puncture.
Okay, I get it
So
now. I get it. Right, I'll leave you to it. Right, okay, sorry.
so yeah, disappointed not to
Uh,
take the race win, but yeah, obviously congrats to Ben. Done all I could really with the two-stop strategy, but obviously one stop was quicker.
I mean, let's hope that you two can have an amazing battle throughout the entire season. I
I
haven't
don't.
seen
I
Mitch
don't.
join yet. Reese, you just go touch some grass before you speak. So since Mitch isn't here yet, I guess we'll go to the race winner here, the man who was sweating all of those final laps with his tires on the brink of destroying. Be right, how was that race, mate?
No, vamos! Vamos!
Here he is.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
wow. That wasn't the plan before coming into this race. Me and Reese had such a gap we was extending and just decided to, when I seen, basically it come down to when I seen Reese box for the mediums, I thought, well, what have I got to left? I mean, Mitch was back by 20 seconds and Epic Joe J was 28 seconds back also with time penalty. So a lot of people have been throwing a lot of rumours around saying it's a one stop. It definitely isn't, but tonight it was. And I think the time of day sort of helped us really. I think everyone's been doing their practice when the session's been night and the day it was in day. There was blue sky, so I think it ever so slightly helped on the wear. Sort of a couple of laps I took it steady. It's like Reece said, he thought he was going to get me at the end there where I was going so slow. I just didn't want to put any pressure on the tyre at all for it to puncture. But now listen, what a race, what a start to the season. I didn't think it was going to be that coming into it, and yeah, no, a smile from here too.
Let's just hope that you and Reese can take the battle to each other. I know Reese won't like it because Reese likes an easy win. Because when some people start to pressure him, he might make mistakes. Just getting
Well,
Reese
I
all
don't.
love.
We know how quick Reece is. You just got to try and play him at his own game the best you can. I think Reece knows that me and him are. We've been at what neck and neck now for quite a long time in F7. I think we're both at the sort of the pinnacle of F7 at the moment, so it's a huge delight. But you also just gotta keep yourself in check of how quick he actually is. If he gets out of DRS and he leaves you, you got no chance of getting back in or even probably giving yourself a chance to win the race. But no, you just got to stick in with that. I've got a lot of time for Reece. He's a great lad, and we got on super well. We're always in parties with each other, even though we're rivals. We still got a great friendship, so that's the main thing. But let's keep going. It's friendly, and as you can see there, we gained the gap tonight, and yeah, I'm over the moon. Here, smile from ear to ear, and I can't wait to see what the season unfolds.
That's great, Ben. I mean, I can see your smile all the way over here, mate. It's from ear to top to bottom, so Well, Nathan, I don't know if you've announced the driver of the day yet, have you?
Well, I was looking at it. It could be anybody. Obviously, Fanfitness went from P20 to P5, but I also noticed Caxel went all the way from P18 to P9, and I thought he drove a really good race. So personally,
I
I
mean,
thought
he was in tier 2 last season,
well,
so
that's
I
what I
think
mean.
it
Yeah,
might be fair to give it
yeah,
to him for his
qualified in
first race in tier 1. That's impressive.
qualified in P18. His first race in Tier 1 and finishes in P9 with 2 points on the board for Mercedes, which I thought was really good. So yeah, if you're happy, I think we'll give it Caxel.
I think we're gonna do that, yeah.
Yeah, sound. Just to add to what you said as well, congratulations to Reese and Ben. I think we'll be talking to them a lot throughout the season. I think they'll be in the commentary box a lot. So we expect to have a lot of conversations with them. But well done and congratulations on a brilliant round one, guys. But there you have it. Thank you so much for joining me, Trubo. It's been amazing having you on comments with me. So thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure, mate.
As always. And thank you all for watching as well. It's the most viewers we've had in Tier 1 for a long time. We were averaging like 30 odd viewers all throughout the race, which I think we should as well, because it's just such an action-packed race and with so many top drivers as well. So they should get the viewing that they deserve. So thank you all so much. Thank you to the drivers. Thank you to Turbo. And thank you to all of you guys for tuning in and watching. We'll be back next Sunday for the Canadian Grand Prix. Make sure you tune in for that one. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll have a great week.